shows that half of the year alone, we've already had over 600, and then the exact number is 628 cases of armed robbery and 340 cases of murder. All of it people use violent means to achieve this, and the use of illicit arms. That is why, after a broad consultation with the Ghana Police Service, the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, and our security agencies, traditional leaders, religious organizations, and civil society, the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has resolved to declare a gun amnesty, a bold and compassionate initiative to reduce illicit firearms in our country. The gun amnesty program is a window of grace. It offers every law-abiding Ghanaian who holds an unregistered or illicit firearm the opportunity to surrender it without fear of interrogation or arrest or even prosecution. From the 1st of December 2025 to the 15th of January 2026, any person who voluntarily hands over such weapons at designated collection point will be commended, not condemned. You will be recognized as a patriot, contributing to the peace and safety of our nation. But let me be clear, when this amnesty period ends, the law will take its full course. The Ghana Police Service and all security agencies will intensify operations to recover illicit arms. Those who refuse this generous offer will be treated as criminals. To ensure lasting impact, the voluntary surrender of the illicit arms, which is from the 1st of December to the 15th of January. Suspension of issuing new firearms permits for importation and sales during this amnesty. So those who want to venture into the business and want to have new licenses, they will have to wait until after this period. Temporary ban on the use of firearms in traditional celebration. And this is something that is so important to us. We've engaged all our regional ministers and we've tasked our regional ministers to get all our regional house of chiefs and our opinion leaders and chiefs to know. Whilst it doesn't really matter, well, please bear with us and let us be able to streamline these illicit arms that are in our hands. Many of us will attest to the fact we all know that it is this gunpowder that we usually use at celebration. Today, at this celebration, you see pump action, you see pistols. In some instances, we even see AK-47 and G3s being bundled at funerals, at other ceremonies. We are saying that during these 6 weeks, it doesn't really matter whether it is gunpowder, whatever it is, amnesty period. We want to engage the traditional authorities. Yes, we know they have their massacre and those who normally fight this gun. They must be trained and taught how to use this, so that we do not see the kind of accident that we see during this celebration by these gunmen who usually accompany our traditional authorities. So we want to engage them, and then we put in measures that all of us will agree, where every person within the palace that's supposed to be loading these gunpowders and what have you will be trained and showed how to use it so that we keep us public safety, we keep the public safety. Enhance border security to prevent armed trafficking. Some of the things that we are doing, will be acquiring weapon detection systems where it will no longer just be metal detectors and set with bare hand, but we will use sophisticated gadgets to make sure that there will be stops and you just be asked sometimes pass through with your vehicle, and then when a gun is detected, then a search will be done. But these are after the amnesty. Joint security operations post amnesty to retrieve illicit weapons and prosecute offenders. Intensify sweeps and search in criminal hotspots and known criminal network. Preparation so far, we have laid the groundwork for success through technical planning meetings to coordinate the gun amnesty, consultative engagement with regional ministers, like I said, I mentioned earlier, chiefs, ambassadors, armed dealers, and opinion leaders. Public sensitization campaigns to raise awareness And this will be doing very vigorously before the 1st of December. And this is where we will be calling on media owners. We are planning a meeting with you to come on board. This is a responsibility that all of us must share its weight. And we'll be very grateful when we invite you. You will come and share your thoughts, your experience, and help us to be able to implement this thing very well with the public sensitization. Training of Amnesty officials to uphold professionalism and integrity. Fellow countrymen and women, this amnesty is not a showpiece. It is not a witch hunt. It is a life-saving initiative. Every firearm surrendered is one less tool of destruction, one less weapon in the hands of criminals, and one more step towards a peaceful Ghana. I call upon our chiefs, elders, pastors, imams, opinion leaders, community associations, and the media to amplify this message. Encourage your communities to surrender innocent arms. Let us build a culture of dialogue, not violence, of safety, not fear. Ghana's destiny is too precious to be stolen by bullets. Our children deserve playgrounds, not battlegrounds. Our families deserve laughter, not funeral. And our beloved nation deserves peace, not gun violence. Let us seize this moment of national decision. Let us disarm not only our homes, but our hearts. Let us reaffirm that Ghana is a land of peace and a beacon of stability in Africa, and a nation where every life is sacred. Together, let us silence the gun for our safety, for our children, and for our future. Guns down, Ghana up. Thank you so much, and may God continue to bless our homeland Ghana.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause. Guns down. You're listening. Guns down. Guns down. Thank you very much indeed. That is wonderful. We need to prevent before Ghana heads the direction of other nations that are now dealing with the scourge of gun violence. So we will open the floor now and take a number of questions. So please, if you have a question, come forward. Where's the second mic? And your name, your media house, please, and then straight to your questions. So the minister can show you.
Yes, come forward.
The mic is here. Your name.
Yes, good morning, Minister. My name is Muntaka from the Research Measur. What happens to those who have acquired the arms genuinely for their self-protection or other things? You know, like installations and other things. Do they fall under this? I want to find out from you. And then, must necessarily be accompanied by these gunshots. Unfortunately, like I was saying, some of them are misusing the practice. So, how is the balance going to be struck? Is it going to be total ban or make the legal can be given to them?
I'm Godfrey Amwa from I work with Measur TV. My question is, you are now tracking and you're asking those that have the guns to bring them voluntarily. How about those manufacturing, the traditional local manufacturers, the blacksmiths and all those people? What measures are you also putting in place to end that? Then again, the importers. Right now you're looking at those already inside. How about those coming in? What measures are you putting in place to stop them as well?
Let me thank you. Let me start from the second person. Yes, what I mean, that's why we said that in this next, when the amnesty starts from 1st December, the 6 weeks, we are not going to be licensing any new person who wants to come on board. Because we want to be able to take stock of those that we already know have license to be dealers. So that we are currently in the ministry digitalizing almost everything that we are doing. I'm sure in the next few weeks we come and even talk about the digitalization process and where we are here. We want to make sure that everything is on our record, so that even as ordinary citizens, you can go to the website of the Ministry of Interior and find out this person that I'm going to buy this gun, or this person who is purported to sell this gun to me, is see a certified person authorized by the ministry to even sell what he's selling to me. The gun that he's trying to sell to me, you should be able to have each record and each number, because what we are trying to do is that we want to make it possible so that every single gun that you import into our country, the serial numbers should be on the Ministry of Interior's website. So that when you are buying, you can cross-check to be sure that this one is certified before you even buy and try to license it. So yes, in the 6 weeks amnesty period, we are not going to allow new persons who will be bringing what we call application to the ministry. We will ask them to wait until after the amnesty for it to be processed. Now, with the local manufacturers, I have a view. Even when we meet, sometimes our own officers say, are you sure it won't do that? I say yes, because I believe that even our brothers and sisters in the Europe and America, they started the way our people started with the vaccines and all that. I said, come forward and register. Just come forward and I will grant you the license. Because I want to be able to know that you are manufacturing this what you are manufacturing, so that we can take you through and probably even improve what you are doing. If for nothing, we can be using them for training. But I want to know them, let them come forward, and we'll give them the license and register them. But obviously that will be after the amnesty period. If you don't register, we don't know of you and you are manufacturing whatever it is, whether it's a shotgun or whatever, that's an illegal activity, that's an illicit gun that you are manufacturing. And obviously we'll have to deal with you. The other question that was asked has to do with our revered chiefs and the part of the tradition. We know almost every part of our country, part of the tradition is that when the chief comes out, we have to be hearing gunshots and all those things. We are saying that our plea with them, and which we have done through our regional ministers, is that please, we want to be able to take stock of what we are doing. So, like where I'm born, we say, the Nigerian clan is in Ghana. You cannot be taking those stock whilst this activity are going on. That's why we are making a special appeal to our traditional rulers. Now, for that 6 weeks, can we get a silence so that we all take stock and be able to review what we are doing? Then, during that period, we are going to engage them for us to all agree. So, for example, you are a chief in this information service department. You are a chief here. We want to know how many persons you usually use for this activity when there's ceremony. Maybe there are 5. Let us know what is their background. Do they have any criminal background? Because anybody who steps forward to come for license, one of the things that we do is that we check your background and see, are you the type that we can sleep when you are holding a gun? What is your criminal background? What work do you do? What school do you go? What profession are you in? Why do you even need it? So those that you use in the palace, we need to be able to do the background check and be able to train them. Because it's one thing having the arm, the other thing is knowing how to use it. So we then train them, we agree to train all of them so that we know that when you go to every chief palace, these are the certified persons who are to fire, so that you always use them. If anybody tries to use their arms when he or she is not trained and certified by the ministry, that person will be committing an offense. So that's what we'll be doing with the traditional authority, and we hope that it goes very smoothly and they understand that, because we know anytime they are in the palanquin, they want to be hearing the gunshots. But for these 6 weeks, we are making a special appeal to them that help us to keep all of us safe. Because we've seen in many instances where during these ceremonies, unfortunately, people get hurt. People even get killed accidentally. I don't think they get happy. Our chiefs get happy if people get hurt coming together to celebrate or get killed at celebration. So we hope that they will cooperate with us. With the private individuals, like you're saying, yes, there are so many arms in our citizens' hands. And one of the things that we realize as a loophole, if you are going to license, say, a sidearm, what we call pistol, it's only the Minister for Interior who have to authorize and give you the go-ahead to be able to have it. So, and the Minister of Interior, what the Minister does is that you apply, the Minister gets NIB, that's National Investigation Bureau, or the CID, the Criminal Investigation Department of the Police, Ghana Police Service, to do a background check on you, to ascertain whether you truly deserve to have the sidearm. When they do all the background check, they report to the Minister saying that, oh yes, Honorable Taylor B is a decent member of Parliament for his constituency, this is his profession, he has no any violent record. If he holds the sidearm, it will be safe and he will not abuse it. Then the Minister, on the basis of this recommendation, the Minister then authorized that you'll be allowed to keep the gun. And then the CID will now take you through your fingerprints, they'll take the gun, its license, and all this and record. All this process we are trying to now digitalize. But there's a very dangerous one that, in my view, we've left for a very long period. That's the pump action. The pump action is not, the Minister has given that mandate to the police to be able to do, especially the CID. And that is where we think there's a massive abuse. Because it looks like what the race is simply about who sells more. So the people just get the pump action, they go to the police just register them. And I'll give you an example. Myself, I had a pump action. That was, I mean, if you remember some years back, there was this violent activity in Aswansi where in the day afternoon, young guys would just block the streets and they'd be behaving. So the assembly took steps to get me, the MP, and the MC, the pump action. So we went through the police and then it was registered. Then I started to test the system. I went further to try to register another pump action in my name, and it was registered for me, showing that there's no proper record keeping to indicate that you already have a pump action. Why do you need a second one? When I became a minister, there was a security person who wanted to have personal sidearm. And I asked, you are a security, I don't want to mention the agency where the person is. And I crossed from the person's boss. Is he not giving an official sidearm? He said there's an official sidearm. Why will you need another sidearm when there's an official sidearm with you? I declined to authorize it. We are trying to digitalize all this so that it will minimize the human interference as much as possible. I know they say garbage in, garbage out, but the challenge is that if we digitalize it, from my office I can sit and see what is happening across the country. The IGB can cross-check, the Director General CID can check. So it's not left with only the unit and the CID to be managing all that. All of us can see who is registering what, at what rate, at what is being registered. So one of the things that we are trying to improve with our digitalization is that you don't need to walk all the way from, say, Pusiga to the Minister of Interior to register a gun. You should be able to do it online, and we should be able to ask you to go to the nearest CID office for your fingerprint and all those checks, without necessarily having to travel to Accra. So these are the things that we are doing. But those who already have, interestingly, if I give you a license to hold a sidearm on December 30th, January 1st, it expires. You have to register it again. If I give you permit on 30th December to own a sidearm, 31st, on 1st January, it expires. You have to renew it again. So 1st is the deadline, 31st is the deadline for anybody holding any sidearm. So what we are going to do, so that's why we targeted the 6 weeks to overlap this period. So that if, for example, you have your sidearm that is legitimately licensed, by the close of 31st, it has expired, and you have still 15 days within the amnesty period to make sure that you regularize it. And this time, when you come forward, it gives us an opportunity to take your details and put it into the system so that we can, even with a simple Ghana card, when we find a gun and we look at the serial number, we should be able to even trace it to your Ghana card. With your Ghana card, we should be able to swap it and say that, oh, Muntaka, yes, this is Ghana card, this is his age, this is his gun, he stays here. Oh, he also owns a gun, because we make sure that we link the gun that you'll be holding with your Ghana. So these are some of the things that we are going to put in the measures during the amnesty, and beyond the amnesty. Now we'll now be able to say when the police stop, or when the team stop, or during soup and they set you, and say, oh, this my gun is licensed. There and then they'll be able to certify whether it's a truly licensed or not licensed gun. And then they'll be able to deal with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more questions? So we'll take the last round of questions, please. Please straight to the point, your name and your
My name is Raf from Gold Coast City. I want to ask, is this exercise only focused on guns? Because we have people that use knives, cutlass as also a threat to humans. So is it focused on only guns? And also, I want you to specify on this. Can anyone walk into a shop that is authorized to sell gun and buy a gun? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I am broadcast journalist for CTFM and Channel TV, Samuel Apple. I want to find out which spots are there to submit the guns. If someone is in, let's say, Ashanti region, is there a location where the person can go? That is the first question. Then secondly, we've had situations where persons who go around parading as individuals authorized to receive the weapons. So what measures are you putting in place to ensure that whereas you are getting these weapons, they don't fall in wrong hands again?
Yeah, back again. But not only so, we have some conflict zones and flashpoints in this country, many of them. Now, we don't know how the guns get them, but during conflict, they display all kinds of arms, very sophisticated. Now, if the deadline expires and you don't get much information or much listening from such zones, are you going to embark on the suit and make sure that you comb the area and retrieve all the guns?
Well, thank you so much. I think in my statement I mentioned that our emphasis is going to be on the hotspots, because I mean the police and the city police, they can tell you that if you say Accra, they know where they believe there's a lot of illicit arms. If you say, oh, Medina, even within Medina, they know which areas they need to focus if they want to do so. And then on which streets they know. So that's something that we are going to be doing heavily. And I mean, we'll be using that weapon detection system, and we'll also be using canine dogs. I mean, when you have a very effective canine dog, one dog, it can do a whole village in such a short period. And even when the guns are buried, sometimes they are able to detect which spot they are buried. So we'll be using a lot of sophisticated means to be able to retrieve as many of these illicit arms as possible. You were talking about the hotspots and the conflict areas. Yes, we are very much aware of the conflict areas. I mean, as we speak today, Boko is under curfew, Bindu is under curfew, Sampa is under curfew, Contes is under curfew, Swala, Tuna, Kalba is under curfew, and Bole. I mean, these are our 6 towns that we have curfews. Notwithstanding, I mean, if you ask me, I'll tell you, there are about 77 hotspots in Ashanti region alone, and about 88 hotspots in Central region. All these things are mapped by the security people, and they know. So yes, it may not only be those that have erupted, but even those that are in their incubation state, we are keeping an eye, and all those areas are going to be areas of emphasis for illicit. Galamsey areas are areas where illicit arms are very prevalent. So all these areas are going to map up. But for now, during the amnesty period, we are giving people the opportunity to just surrender them without we saying that we are going to prosecute you. Just surrender them because you don't need them, or you cannot register them, because if you have to register them, you have to go through the previous process of authentication before you can register them. So I can assure you that these are the measures. There are a lot of measures that we are putting in place. Someone asked about, I want to surrender my gun. Where do I surrender it? Every district will have a collection point. Every district will have a collection point. There will be no reason that you see someone walk into your house and tell you that, oh, we are part of those who are coming to collect the illicit arms. No. And this will be designated, and to be, the sensitization will be, we want to believe that the sensitization will be enough in almost every district. but we've already engaged the regional ministers. They are supposed to engage their district representatives. We have we've trained the trainers who are to go back to their various regions, and we will be following up to make sure that we do all this training even before the amnesty starts from 1st December. So that by the time it starts the 1st December, in your village or in your district, you know exactly where to surrender those arms. Someone may ask, are they going to be paid compensation for surrendering their arms? All over the world, it has become apparently clear that when you do cash for guns, it's not sustainable. Because we have what we call the Cobra effect. Those who have economics background, where in India there were too many cobras, then the government decided that why not let us entice people to kill the cobras and come for money. So they decided that for every cobra that you bring, you take $100. So people were killing the cobras, and others started rearing the cobras. Then they realized that instead of the population of cobra going down, then the population was going up. Then they realized that, hey, then what is happening? Only to realize that people were rearing the cobras. So when they now cancelled the program, then everybody then released the cobra back to the community. And then they realized there were more cobras than when they started. This has happened in many countries, where when you pay for the arms, now people will cross the borders and other things and bring the arms. And then when you expect that the numbers will be going down, it will be rather going up. And when you stop, then now you have more illicit arms in the system than before you started. But what we will be doing is, beyond the amnesty, we will pay people, whistleblowers, and informants. So if you come and inform us that Muntaka has a gun, but he has hidden in this place, and we'll go to find it, we'll reward you. But Muntaka will not bring the gun, and we'll reward Muntaka for bringing the gun. No. It's a responsibility that must surrender the gun or register it. If you cannot register it, surrender it. If you don't surrender it, and Honorable Taylor realizes that Muntaka is hiding it, and he brings the information to us, and we'll go and we'll get it, and we'll arrest Muntaka, then we'll compensate Honorable Taylor for the information. That's what we'll be doing. Can anybody be selling arms? No. Arms are supposed to be sold by only dealers. But many of us who attest to the fact that people just walk to the store and receive the goods are authentic. They are not fake, because they have people insiders who quickly do all the way of them who really come here. The cooperation that we are getting, that all of us must ensure that we minimize it. Because, for example, if there are so many arms in the system, someone gets a soldier shot. Some few weeks, 2 immigration officers lost their lives because people shot and killed them. So, it can happen to a prison officer. So they are all putting their hands to assist us to make sure that it's not only a police thing, where everybody says, oh, this is a police business. It is all of us business, including you in the house listening to us, because it is all of us business to ensure that we reduce these illicit arms to the barest.
Very well, thank you.